Welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. It is finally here, week 1 of the NFL, finally. And what better way to start it but giving my picks and predictions both straight up and against the spread. Let's waste no time, as I've had now back-to-back seasons where I'm getting positive on straights and against the spread. So I'm helping you with your picks pool, with your bets, whatever the case is. Listen, I'm using lines from FanDuel. Let's get started with the first game, which is the game tonight. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are home. The championship banners are going up. They are laying 8.5 points. I like the Eagles to win this game, and I do like the Eagles laying the 8.5. I know it's a big spread. I know it's a division opponent. I think Dak Prescott is going to have success throwing the football here tonight against the Eagles. I think that secondary could be exposed by CeeDee Lamb and their new toy in George Pickens. But ultimately, I just think that the Eagles are a far better team. Losing Micah Parsons for the Cowboys is just huge. It's ring night. They're motivated. Jalen Hurts, I love what I've been hearing from him. And I think the Eagles are not going to be that team that kind of lets up just because they won. I think they're going to bring that energy, and I think they're going to win big on this one. Second game is the Friday game. You got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Chargers. This game is in Brazil, so the Chargers are not home here. Keep that in mind. And it's a Friday night game. Chiefs are favored by 3 points. Listen, Chiefs are going to be without Rashee Rice in this one, and that is very, very important for them in their passing game. I think Mahomes is going to have a crazy season, and I know it sounds probably crazy, but Mahomes hasn't been really that outstanding in the regular season lately, right? He turns it up in the playoffs. He gets to the Super Bowl. But I think you're going to have a different Mahomes. I like the Chiefs here, and I do like the Chiefs laying the 3 points. The Chargers do play them tough, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a 3-point finish on this one, but I'm going to lay the 3 points here. I think losing Slater for the Chargers is big time. Obviously, trying to implement Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris into this mix is going to take some getting used to. I think because it's the first game of the season, I like the Chiefs and what they have on the table on this one. So give me the Chiefs and the Chiefs minus the 3. Next, a division opponent game right here. I love these matchups here. You got the Commanders laying 5.5 against the New York Giants. I'm going to take the Commanders on this one, but I think the Giants play tough. I like them plus the 5.5 here. They've had success against the Commanders over the last couple of seasons. They usually play them pretty well. I like this Giants team, to be honest with you. It's not a crazy team, but I like their front. I like their ability to rush the passer. I like their success against the Commanders as of late. I like that now, Malik Neighbors put up points with Daniel Jones as his quarterback. Now he has Russell Wilson. I think he's going to get busy out there. I really, really like the Giants with the points here, but I'm going to take the Commanders straight up. Next, you got the Carolina Panthers going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars are at home, laying 3.5. New weapons like Travis Hunter. Is he going to play a lot of DB? Is he going to play a lot of wide receiver? I mean, you're hearing a lot of great things. Brian Thomas Jr., he's a beast. What are the Jacksonville Jaguars going to do with Travis Etienne? Listen, they have a 3-man rushing attack with 2 in back there, Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. I like this Jaguars team. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think they have a chance to compete for first place in their division. I'm going to take the Jaguars here, and I'm also going to lay the 3.5. I want to see Carolina, what they're able to do, with Bryce Young heading into another year, with T-Mac that they just drafted in the draft. I want to see what he's got, but I'm going to take the Jaguars on this one. The Liam Cohen era begins. Next, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. This is Aaron Rodgers' revenge game in New Jersey against the New York Jets. Steelers are favored by 2.5 points. This over-under is at 38.5. This is probably going to be the most low-scoring game of the week. I'm going to take the Steelers on this one. I'm going to lay the 2.5 as well. I think they're just a better football team than the New York Jets. I don't really love the Steelers that much, honestly, but I have respect to Mike Tomlin not to fold against a New York Jets football team that honestly they're still rebuilding, right? They're still rebuilding. They have a lot of work that needs to be done, and they just lost an important piece of their offensive line in Elijah Vera Tucker. I think that makes a huge difference for this team. I'm going to go ahead and lay the 2.5 and pick the Steelers on that one. Next, the Raiders against the Patriots. Honestly, I'm really, really looking forward to this game, man. I'm super, super excited. Pete Carroll is coming back to coach the Raiders. Now you have Mike Vrabel coaching on the other side for the New England Patriots. 2 well-established coaches coming back into the NFL. And I think it's great for both teams. I think both of these teams, believe it or not, actually have a chance to make it to the playoffs. It's either one or the other or both of them. I would not be surprised. I think these two teams are going to be better than a lot of people think. I'm going to take the New England Patriots to win this football game because they're at home, and I'm also going to lay the 2.5. But honestly, I think this is going to be a treat to watch. I really like what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing from Drake May, and I really like what I'm hearing from what Mike Vrabel has been able to implement throughout this entire offseason for the Patriots. As a Dolphin fan, I hate it, but keep an eye on those Patriots. I'm going to take the Patriots on this one. Next, you got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the New Orleans Saints. This game is in New Orleans. Listen, the Saints are pretty much going for the worst record in the league. I'm probably going to fade them every single week here on my show. I'm going to lay them in week 1. Give me the Cardinals, and I'm also going to lay the 6.5 points. I think the Cardinals win by more than a touchdown on this one. I don't know how great the season is going to go for the Cardinals, but I will say this. They play a very easy schedule, so it's important to get off to a great start and really capitalize. And also, can you guys feed Marvin Harrison? He's on my fantasy team. Please feed him this year. Next, the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. This game is in Cleveland. Man, 5.5 points. I feel like it's pretty light for a Cleveland Browns team who's also might be up there with the Saints and competing for the worst record of the league this season. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals on this one, and I'm also going to lay the 5.5. What scares me, honestly, is that Cincinnati always seems to just shoot themselves in the foot to begin the year, and then they're playing catch-up in the second half. I really think that this team has realized that and is coming with a different approach this year. Give me Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and the Bengals in this one, and I'm going to lay the 5.5 as well. Next game, you got my Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are favorite in this game by 1.5 points. I honestly don't understand this. I think the Dolphins are a better football team. I do think the Colts, believe it or not, are a pretty solid team. But Daniel Jones at their quarterback, that is huge. I have not seen any signs of hope for me to believe that Daniel Jones is going to win this football game against this Dolphins defense. Yes, the Dolphins defense doesn't have cornerbacks, right? That's their main, that's their main hole that they need to plug in. But that pass rush, and it's Anthony Weaver's defense for the Dolphins. I have way too much respect for Anthony Weaver. I don't think he's going to lose to the Indianapolis Colts. I think if it has to be, the defense wins this game for the Dolphins, maybe. And also the running game. Listen, I like the Dolphins on this one. I'm not being a homer. I just think they're the better team. I'm going to take the Dolphins, and I'm also going to take the Dolphins plus 1.5 on that one. Next, the Tampa Bay Bucks taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Last year, when these two teams face off, it was freaking fireworks, man. These two teams know each other very, very well. This is division matchup to start the season. Love that. Falcons are at home on this one. I kind of wanted to take them, but I just pivoted, and I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one. I'm also going to lay the 1.5 points. Chris Godwin will not play in this game, so you're going to see that rookie Egbuka and Mike Evans going to get the majority of the work there in the receiving end. But ultimately, I think Baker Mayfield is going to follow up after such an amazing season and have another one on this one. It'll be interesting to see how Michael Penix does, though, off the gate at home. It will be a huge win for them to start 1-0, but I'm going to take the Bucks. Next, the Cam Ward era has begun in Tennessee. They're taking on the Denver Broncos. Broncos are favored by 7.5 points. I don't think there's a mistake there at all. They're the biggest favorite of the week. Listen, I like the Broncos this year. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm pretty damn jealous how Sean Payton has unlocked Bo Nix, has been able to turn this team, from they were just a laughing stock a couple of years ago, having 70 points scored on them by my Miami Dolphins. And now look at them. I mean, making the playoffs last year, and I honestly think they make the playoffs yet again this year. And I think they actually have potential to win the division, call me crazy, over the Kansas City Chiefs. But I really like the Denver Broncos this year. I like what Bo Nix was able to do. I like their defense a lot, and Sean Payton just knows what the hell he's doing over there. And they're at home. Cam Ward in altitude, first game. I mean, that's tough to ask for you to get a win. Listen, give me the Denver Broncos, and I'm also going to lay the 7.5 points. Sorry, Cam Ward. I just think it's a tough task for your first game in the NFL. Next, you got another division game here between the 49ers and the Seahawks in Seattle. 49ers are favored by 2.5 points. I have a lot of respect for Seattle here. I'm going to take them to win this game, and I'm also going to take the 2.5. Yes, the 49ers are a good football team when you talk about CMC being healthy and all of that, but I like the vibes of what I'm hearing out of the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're going to shock a lot of people this year. I like the additions they made. I think JSN is going to take another leap. I love their running game. Sam Darnold is not a guy who's a guy to be made fun of. This is a guy who led the Vikings to what was the first or second seed last season. Listen, the Seahawks got a pretty damn good football team, and I think they're going to shock a lot of people, and I think it starts week 1 with beating the 49ers. I like them as the underdogs. Next, come on now, look at this game. The Lions taking on the Packers in Green Bay. Packers laying 2.5, 2.5 here in Lambeau Field. Micah Parsons in the mix, unsure if he will play or not. This is a huge game right here. I mean, this is huge. Potentially, I mean, this is probably what it's going to come down to. Who gets a division, either the Lions or the Packers? I mean, plenty of people had the Lions, but then ever since Parsons came into the mix, they're like, hold on, Packers got a shot. I think the Packers can win the division. I think they're better than the Lions. I think these two teams split this season series. And the fact that Green Bay is at home for week 1 in Lambeau, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Green Bay. Spoiler alert, that means I'll be taking the Lions when they play in their second matchup, unless there's an injury somewhere. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Lambeau Field crowd to be the deciding factor in this close, tough game between these two teams. Give me the Packers, and the Packers laying 2.5. Next, the Texans and the Rams. Rams at home, laying 3 points. This is going to be a really, really good game, and I'm very interested in this one. Stafford is cleared to return, all right? He's going to be out there with Devontae Adams, his new weapon out there. You got Kyron Williams. They have an extension locked in there, so obviously he's good to go. And also Puka Nacua coming off such a freaking great season last year. I like the Rams a lot this year. I think they're going to make a lot of noise this year. I'm going to take the Rams to win this one, but I'm going to take this Houston Texans team with the 3 points. I'm going to say that the Houston Texans cover this game. I think it probably ends in a 3 to 2 point finish here, but I like the Texans defense a lot. They had a little bit of a down year, disappointing year last year. I think CJ Stroud bounces back, and it's important to do that week 1. Week 1 out of the gates. CJ Stroud definitely has to make some noise. So give me the Texans plus a 3. But I'm going to take the Rams straight up. Sunday Night Football, this is a treat, man. The Ravens against the Bills in Buffalo. Ravens are favorite, even though Buffalo is at home by 1.5 points. Listen, I'm going to take the Ravens laying 1.5, and I'm going to take the Ravens to win this game. Reason why I say this is because Buffalo eliminated Baltimore just last season in the playoffs. I think it's time for the Ravens to have this one circled throughout the entire offseason. I think they're going to come out with some extra juice in this one, and I think they're going to beat Buffalo. It's definitely going to be a close one in my opinion, but give me the Ravens on this one. Next, the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Bears on Monday Night Football. This wraps up the week. Division opponents here. You got a new coach in Ben Johnson in Chicago, and they're at home. You got a new quarterback starting for the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy. Listen, a lot of things to look forward to on this one. All right, is Ben Johnson going to be able to do the same things that he was able to do in Detroit? Is J.J. McCarthy going to come in and be that, first-round pick that they wanted him to be? How's his connection going to be with Justin Jefferson? A lot of things to look forward to. Vikings are favorite by 1.5 points here on the road. I'm going to take the Vikings, and I'm going to lay the 1.5 as well. I need to see what this Bears team looks like first before I'm able to give them the respect. I do like Ben Johnson, but I just need to see it. I need to see it before I give him the respect, man. And I know that J.J. McCarthy hasn't played an NFL game yet, but I trust the Vikings coaching staff more than the Bears this season so far, or heading into this season so far. Guys, those are my picks. Let me know if you agree. Let me know what you disagree on the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button. And I'll see you guys right here next week for week 2. Good luck with your picks, everyone. NFL is back. Peace.